The History and Hauntings of Jonathan Carver of Summerwind. Jonathan Carver was an 18th century explorer and author who explored the upper Midwest and published the widely read travels through the interior parts of North America in 1778. He is central to the lore of Summerwind, a Wisconsin mansion that was supposedly haunted by him after his death. The belief stems from a story that Carver was searching for a valuable deed to Wisconsin land, which he supposedly received from the Sioux and hid in a box within the mansion's foundation. The house was eventually destroyed by a lightning strike in 1988. Who was Jonathan Carver? Explorer and author, born in 1710, Carver served in the French and Indian War before embarking on an expedition in 1766 to find a northwest passage to the Pacific. His expedition, he explored the main rivers of Minnesota and Wisconsin, wintering with the Sioux Indians. Travels through the interior parts of North America. After his expedition, he published this book, which provided vivid descriptions of the territory and Native American life, making it very popular in Europe and America. Death. Carver died in London in 1780 in poverty, unable to secure government employment or collect the promised prize for discovering the Northwest Passage. One of the former owners of the mansion, his name was Raymond Bobber. Edit. Although most Land O'Lakes natives refer to the property as Lamont's Mansion. Supernatural tales first disseminated by Ginger Hinshaw's father Raymond Bobber claimed the mansion was haunted and referred to it as Summerwind. 3. Some versions of the story claim that Bobber purchased the property only to abandon it because the mansion's rooms had the supernatural power to change shape and dimensions at will. In 1979, Bobber, writing under the pen name Wolfgang von Bobber, authored a book called The Carver Effect, a paranormal experience in which he claimed the mansion was haunted by 18th century explorer Jonathan. According to Bobber's narrative, the property was often unoccupied due to alleged supernatural activity, and the Hinshaws could not get workers to enter the home to do remodeling work. 11. However, according to one of Bobber's neighbors, Bobber did not live in the mansion, never spent the night in it, and instead lived in a trailer on the property. At least to previous residents reportedly denied claims that the house was haunted, and locals claimed the haunting stories did not begin until Bobber's book was published. 2. A 1980 Life magazine photo essay including Summerwind among terrifying tales of 9 haunted houses apparently spread the supernatural tales originated in Bobber's book. 12. According to author Marv Belusek, locals never believed the home was haunted and were dismayed when the home became somewhat of a supernatural tourist attraction. The fire in 1985, officials for the town of Land O'Lakes made an attempt to demolish the vacant home.
Jonathan Carver is the historical figure whose ghost was claimed to haunt the Summerwind mansion in Wisconsin. The connection was popularized by Raymond Bobber, a later owner of the property who wrote a book theorizing about the haunting. The historical Jonathan Carver, who he was, an 18th century explorer and cartographer, claimed land grant. Bobber and others claimed that Carver once owned the land where the mansion was built, possibly obtaining it fraudulently from Native American chiefs. This detail became a key element of the ghost story, the connection to Summerwind. The According to legend, Lamont was so frightened by a ghost he encountered in the kitchen that he fired a pistol at it. The family is said to have abandoned the house and never returned after the incident. A family tragedy. Other versions of the story add that the Lamont family also experienced the death of their daughter while living in the mansion. The Hinshaw family haunting. When Arnold and Ginger Hinshaw and their children moved in around 1970, they experienced intense and varied paranormal phenomena. Raymond Bober, Ginger's father, documented their experience and later added his own theories about Jonathan Carver. Shadow figures and voices. The Hinshaws reported seeing vague shapes and shadows and hearing disembodied voices, moving objects. They claimed doors and windows would open and close on their own, even after Arnold nailed them shut. A woman in white. A ghostly woman with black hair was reportedly seen by the family floating near the French doors off the dining room. Human remains. The Hinshaws reportedly discovered what appeared to be human remains, including a skull with black hair, behind a secret compartment in a closet. Ghosts at the ruins. After the mansion burned down in 1988, paranormal claims continued at the site. Residual hauntings. Visitors to the remains of the house, which consist of the foundation and chimneys, have reported sensing a presence and experiencing other phenomena. Lingering sense. Some people have claimed to smell fire at the site of the fire, while others have reported disembodied voices and seeing a woman in white.